Chop! 7-hour goon sesh with Paul Mighty. I don't know his name, but it's $2,624 to goon with this chop man. We're back with another video. It isn't my normal videos. Nothing like my normal videos, but it's a video. Today, we're gonna be seeing how many of you are gooners.
I'm gooning every day. The huzz I scare away.
What's up, y'all? Steven at distance, so keep your distance so you don't feel this fire. Today, we're going to be reacting to the Deadliest Gooners. And this is PAPAMEAT, the dude that makes the meat cannon videos. Pretty funny guy.
Welcome back to the PAPAMEAT channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming on and sitting down because today we're
What's up, PAPAMEAT? What for us?
talking about one of, if not the most important thing in human life, existence. Gooning. Gooning is a new phrase that I feel has been popularized over the last couple of years, but it's just, you know, other words. Master Chief, diddling yourself, playing around, people's instincts to, you know, as human beings, we have all sorts of temptations, you know? Food, drugs, alcohol, you name it. We are people that are plagued by temptation. We live our lives enjoying these things in moderation so that it doesn't ruin our lives. We like to put our finger in the honey jar but not get a handful from time to time. Is it a sin to taste the forbidden fruit? You do have to be careful.
Starts with one finger, you put two.
It starts with your pinky, and all of a sudden, now you're elbow deep. Which one that's plaguing the internet as a whole, I would say, is horniness. People are horny. People are riled up. I mean, we live in an age where anyone with a smartphone
crazy.
can look up videos of perfect-looking people.
Like, this is what y'all be doing too. Whipping out your phone, whipping out your Johnson, and just start
Doing just about anything they can think of. I can't even imagine if you gave a caveman a phone and he could articulate the thoughts of him being like, oh, brick heavy brick. It'd be awesome. And for some, this temptation becomes far too enticing, leading to what might be one of the saddest and sometimes most life-ruining habits of all time: gooning. We're just gonna talk about gooning and the destructive habits, the dark side of gooning. I don't think there's even is there a bright side of gooning?
I'm about to blow.
yo.
You're probably asking yourself, well, Hunter, what is gooning? I'm sure that's what people are wondering. Let me explain. The act of gooning
Please
consists
do.
of cranking
Oh
your
my.
hog for an absurdly long period of time without blossoming. Can we say ejaculating? I don't know. This can go on for hours or even days for some people.
Days? Does it not hurt?
Hours into days. Wrap your head around that one. The entire time they're edging themselves to delay the sweet release.
That word. Something about that word just feels like I'm mentally being violated.
The blissful ecstasy that is to come. Doing this for long periods of time has been said to send these people into a hypnotic state, almost as if high on a strong drug, like Percocets. Some refer to it as an out-of-body experience, or even a meditative experience at that. Others say that gooning allows them to experience the feelings of an orgasm for several hours at a time. That has to be borderline torture after a while. It's nice for a brief moment. Could you imagine it for hours on end?
No.
I don't like that.
It would have to
Max out
hurt.
is an hour.
Yo, he probably ain't lying either. Probably ain't even lying.
I was getting ready to be like, you know, it's like Hellraiser, and I'm like, you're Pinhead. You're literally one of the fucking angels coming out of the box being like, we came. We have such sights to show you. When asked about the act, one experienced gooner said, quote, as a very intelligent person who overthinks and overanalyzes every single thing, I sink into this Neanderthal state where I'm just like, me penis, me gooner. So dumb. I'm just a primordial source, oozing sexuality, oozing raw phallic vibes. Many gooners refer to themselves as pornosexuals, as their love for adult videos exceeds their interest in the actual act of sex in real life. That's gotta be a problem. That's gotta be a bit of a problem, I would assume. In order to keep themselves fixated on gooning,
Bro, to goon so much that you don't even want to have fun with your lover? Sad.
for as long as possible, some turn to drugs to improve the experience. One Redditor that was interviewed by Vice admits, quote, I love to use Adderall or Vyvanse when I goon. It gets you super hyper fixed on the porn and also very slightly dulls your sensitivity, making you stay on edge for literally f***ing hours. hours. Can you imagine watching that kind of content that long? It's boring, dude. The gooning sensation keeps going on. You better start getting Scorsese in there directing something. There's some real actors.
It's like meditating. You know what I mean? It's just like, you let go. You keep going.
Yeah, you're like seeing like just this vision of something. You're like, and
Stop.
Dempsey.
Yo.
Back up there. And it comes crystal clear again. Which that same man later admits to gooning for 32 hours straight at one point, allowing himself only 2 breaks throughout the day.
Go back. 32 hours? 32 hours?
To eat and take naps. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to take a nap. If you're playing around the monkey bars that long, you're gonna have to take a nap, all right? What is the origins of gooning, right? I mean, listen, since the dawn of time, you look down and you play with yourself. That's whatever. But gooning especially, what is the origins of that? To track down the
Bro, do you think our ancestors did stuff like this? Like, society is cooked, bro.
origins of the word, many have pointed out that the earliest use was in the Urban Dictionary in 2005. Another user added an updated definition in 2012, which combined to form the meaning we have today, much like Latin to English. I'll read the updated description of what gooning is from 2012, and I quote, "Gooning may be most simply defined as the state usually achieved after a prolonged edging session," which if you haven't heard of edging, we've already gone over that too. You're gonna have to go back and watch the catalog. If anything, throw up a quick thing, that's it, that's all you get. When a man becomes completely hypnotized by the feeling radiating his penis, since a gooning state can only be achieved after edging, the man's dick will become mightily aroused at this point, and every caress the male genitals are subjected to will trigger potent elation. As the man keeps edging and thus keeps experiencing intense pleasure, he enters a state of trance where his mind ultimately merges with his cock, the gooning state, where he and his dick become one. When the gooning state is achieved, the man's body becomes, for all intents and purposes, an appendage to his erection. He may become very vocal, while his body and face might take an undignified expression and poses, all in response to the intensely exquisite caress his penis is exposed to. Hence the term goon. So basically it's just, you beat your dick and you go into a hypnotic stage where you're making clown faces so you look like a goober.
Yo. PAPAMEAT, bro. Well, I don't feel comfortable calling him that, bro. Yo, Meat Canyon Man guy. I'm sorry. You're probably my favorite YouTuber by far right now, because you're low-key funny, but that face you just made? Chop. Trim.
Goon! It is believed that gooning skyrocketed in popularity.
Bro, India peak reached March 27th. Lockdown started March 25th. You couldn't even last 2 days without doing something.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, as people needed a sexual outlet that didn't require being in contact with other people.
Just
right?
an excuse.
That's an excuse, dude. Gooning has become somewhat of a group activity, while some people assemble their own groups to
Chop! 7-hour goon sesh with Paul Mighty. I don't know his name, but it's $2,624 to goon with this chop man.
goon with in person. Others utilize things like online Reddit groups and video calls. And it isn't uncommon for extreme gooners to stream.
You're lying! You mean to tell me y'all go on video calls with each other, whip out your monkey, screen share a video, be like, hey guys, let's do this thing? There's no way. Like, I just imagine, yo, how you doing back there? Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man.
The they watch over Discord to allow for seamless group gooning sessions. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I would do that with somebody.
No.
Maybe I'm not brave enough.
To get on a call and goon with someone.
To even like experience that kind of content and be like, oh, I like this one. Is this cool for everybody? I mean, do you do like a vibe check beforehand? Is everyone cool with this one? Which, let's go over some of the gooner slang that you might hear, you might see online, right?
Gooner slang.
A goon sesh, which is an intense gooning session, sometimes involving other fellow gooners.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, you know. Well, I guess you can have a goon sesh with yourself. If you're just gooning,
you're right.
is that a goon sesh?
Well,
I assume so.
when I heard it sometimes involving other gooners, for some reason I pictured it's just like involuntary, like they're not gooners as well. You're just beating up with other
I
people.
hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna beat off in here. Or goon state, the point of masturbation where you enter a sexual trance, experiencing intense sexual pleasure. That's like you getting ready to break. That's your goon state. I'm gonna try to figure that out. I'm gonna record myself next time. I'm gonna record my face. Goon mark, sexual or pornographic material that gooners bookmarks in order to goon with it later on.
That's a big thing on Twitter.
Oh, so on Twitter, people are like, oh, I'm goon marking this.
Well, people be just like, look at all the bookmarks.
Oh, yeah. That's the biggest thing I'm seeing, like the likes and reposts or whatever, but people are like, look at the bookmarks. It's like a catastrophically high number. Flicker goon. This better involve teleportation somehow. A meme and gooning technique based on the boxing technique known as the flicker jab. Some have explained this technique and incorporated it to their gooning sessions.
Y'all have special moons? To Jack and you Johnson?
I can goon for 8 hours straight. I can flicker goon for 7 seconds. What does that mean? Good. Someone gives you of how to do it. It's like having Muhammad Ali
so there's a
right behind
tutorial.
your ear,
Okay.
telling you how to do the little Texas two-step that he did in the ring, huh? Tense your arm up and make it start shaking. Jesus fucking. And then relax your arm a tiny little bit so that your fast twitch muscles make your arm bounce up and down. Then relax your.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I'm relaxing. If you play games like Mario Party where you have to mash a button really fast, it's the same fast twitch muscle response for you to use it for those games. Mario Party 3? Remember how you had to button mash on that? Just apply it to your gooning session, dude. So flicker gooning is you just being like, where some guy's just like, oh, I could go for an hour. And the other guy's just like, I'm getting the job done that quick.
Isn't that
Like a machine gun, bro.
Or is that like a finish move?
That's what I
when
think.
You flicker, you're just like, I'm done.
Well, unless the thing is when you flicker gun, it's like a M16 or something. It's like a burst. You're like, versus kind of having, you have to go through the whole thing. Flicker gooning, I think, is someone who's just like totally in control. Or we could talk about people's goon caves.
Future of Vengeance. I'm calling you out, my boy. Future of Vengeance. The Batcave. Put together his very own Goon Cave. You're canceled. Nope. Don't try to run. Don't try to hide. You're canceled, bud.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro.
Goon caves have become an important part of the Gooner culture. A Goon cave is basically just the room that Gooners use to participate in the act. Sometimes people say they're rooms. Sometimes people say they're cars.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a bit. Experienced Gooners have upgraded their setup to utilize multiple monitors in order to have multiple different porn videos looping at the same time. This way, Gooners can avoid boring moments in an individual video by simply looking at another one, thus allowing them to goon unimpeded for countless hours. What I like about that is they're definitely just like, yeah, job scene. So tacky. Yeah, they look at another thing. Other comforting additions to a Goon cave may include sex toys, snacks, and copious amounts of lube. Why do you need the snacks?
You get hungry. Dude, if you're there for hours.
Oh, that's true.
So you mean it? Yo! Yo, y'all are trim. Like, it's not even funny anymore. It's not even funny anymore. Y'all straight up dig your hand in a bag of Cheetos. And then get straight back to work.
If you're there for hours, but at the same time, am I meditating or am I like lounging? Like in a Buddhist temple, do they have a fucking box of Teddy Grahams in the back? I doubt it. If you're trying to get to an enlightened state, I'm not thinking about fruit roll-ups and fucking ring pops, dude. I'm thinking about seeing God. I mean, you could have like a shrimp cocktail thing around your cock there. I'm not touching any food and putting anything near my mouth during that session. Can you imagine like beating off and then with that same hand, you like have like a bag of Doritos, you're like...
Yo, no way. Bro said finger licking good. Man said... Yummy goon. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you're gonna have that mess up, dude. I mean, you know, we could talk about how gooning and stuff, you go into a very transfixed, meditative state, elevated state of that. But I do think there are the negative side effects of gooning, my friends. But it's worth bringing those up as well. People who are addicted to gooning can experience similar side effects to that of porn addiction. These side effects include erectile dysfunction, decrease in sex drive for real-life partners, an insatiable desire to watch porn at all times, isolating oneself due to decline of healthy social skills, pushing your sexual preferences to the extremes, and of course, depression. You beat off so much, you're just like, I'm sad. It's so weird to me, which you do whatever the fuck you, I don't give a fuck, but more so the idea that someone's just like, I need to tell someone that I'm beating off. Maybe someone will want to come over. You know what I mean? Or that someone on the internet's just like, hey, yeah, I'm right by there. Let me come over. Or even just like, you want to get on Skype? It's addiction.
Do you think it's a cry for help?
Bro said
Like,
Skype.
yeah, this is my gooning cave. Help me.
I think a lot of this always stems from people who are wanting attention, is what I think. Not in a way where it's like, oh, I'm desperate, but I think people just fucking want like a buddy. But then you're all horned up all the time. Like maybe you want a girlfriend or something. You want a relationship or you want some kind of outlet, or you have a unhealthy attachment to that media where it's completely like it's fabricated, like fantasy that nothing will ever be able to compete to, is what I think. But a big thing and a big reason that I wanted to talk about this is one, because it's funny, but then also two, because something happened recently that sparked a new term for gooning. I'm of course talking about the Goonicide of 2025.
Goonicide?
What a way to start off the year.
That was a crazy way to start the year. Goonicide. If you don't know, let me just tell you about it. Recently, a man named Nautica Malone pulled up to Bikini Beans Coffee with his pants off before being told.
Yo, I remember this, bro. All right. Bro really was in the drive-thru. Just like, hey, ladies. You like what you see? Like, bro. Why?
Leave by the baristas filming on her phone. It's basically like a Hooters for coffee. It's like a Hooters Starbucks, basically. You see those a lot on like the West Coast. There's a lot of them in like Portland and Seattle, or I think this one was in like Arizona. You're in Arizona, it's usually hot. It is what it is. You're seeing your titties are out. You get coffee.
Yeah, the coffee's not good.
People suspected that the man was gooning in his car. People were thinking that this guy was just beating his dick off. And let me tell you, when he peered around at the beginning of that video, nothing but smiles. It is assumed in the video that the man has exposed himself to the baristas at the Bikini Bean on multiple occasions. They're coming out hot with that phone recording because they're just like, there's the fucking black Honda Civic again, or whatever he was driving in. You know what I mean? We're recording him this time. People were quick to ridicule the man, and parents in the Arizona moms
Bro thought it was
other moms.
Yo, that's funny. Bro thought, yeah.
On Facebook group were able to identify the man and contact his wife.
You had a wife and kids, my boy. A wife and kids. A wife and a kid. And you're out here doing stuff like that? Use your time wisely.
Cold. Ice cold.
Why is that video getting posted in the Facebook moms thing?
I think some of those moms are a little freaky. We're talking about goon sessions and people Skyping calls. You're trying to tell me that a Facebook moms group isn't getting together and they're just like, did you guys see this? I mean, there's some scandalous shit in there. Mark's mowing his lawn again, shirtless. Or drive by, hey Mark. But in doing so, by contacting the guy's wife, it was discovered that Nautica had taken his own life. And it's suspected that
He killed himself. He offed himself, bro.
he did so in order to avoid being humiliated online from this viral video because it was catching on like a wildfire. But before ending his life, Nautica left a note saying this, quote, "I apologize. I love you, Queen. I made a mistake and I don't think I'll be able to face you and the babies. I don't know why I drove through like that. My mental has been f***ed up. I am not a monster, and I apologize. I love you forever. If I am in critical condition, please pull the plug. To all my family and friends, I love you and I'm so sorry. I love my kids and family. Please forgive me." Is that not fucking tragic? Listen, I'm not advocating for the guy to do what he did, but at the same time, that's just horrible. Sad. Which even the fucking Bikini Beans company had to make a statement about it, a public statement. And it says, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the individual involved during this difficult time. This was an unfortunate and tragic situation. As a company, the safety of our employees is always our top priority, and in this case, an individual chose to commit a crime at one of our locations. We take the incidents like this very seriously and remain committed to protecting our team and maintaining a safe, respectful environment. Thank you for your continued support." I don't disagree with anything they said. Is it even necessary to post that? People are going to be flooding your comments for a small period of time. Is it even worth posting that? Because basically what they're saying is like, bummer, your husband and dad killed himself, but he did break the law, and that's just what we have to deal with. Is that even worth posting?
It's probably some kind of corporate thing where it's just like, we gotta say something.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying, but would you post that? To me, it's unnecessary. The guy showed up, he did what he did. We all want to move past it. Why haven't put that out there?
Maybe to calm the angry Gooners.
I mean, maybe. Because, in response to Nautica's death, a Twitter user posted an invitation for a Goon roll.
Goon roll.
Which is a Gooner funeral, to be hosted at the coffee shop. That's maybe why you have to put out those statements, okay? Yeah, the Goon roll with a fucking dove. On the day of the Goon roll, a large group of people gathered together to mourn the death of Nautica, which attendees even chanted, "Goon in peace."
And peep it, bro. Like, look at all y'all niggas is trim, bro. Like, you're lying. Y'all really wasted y'all's time went to this place and said "Goon in peace."
They lit candles with Donika's face on them and created signs that said, "Rest in peace, Goon Lord, the last goon." I mean, dude. Unfortunately, the funeral only lasted 30 minutes before it had to be shut down by the police. Honestly, though, pretty good turnout. But this did not stop one brave Nautica supporter. One hero decided to roll up and give his support the way he knew how. The next few days, he went back to Bikini Coffee Beans and filmed himself protesting in the drive-thru of the coffee shop's pantless chef.
This man's ass yet? Yo. At least put on some lotion, my guy.
Shouting, "I can't goon."
I can't goon.
I can't goon! I can't goon!
Let me tell you something. This is not the answer. You know what I mean? This is not an appropriate way to do this. This is just, once again, this is a crime. He's pantsless again, and you're screaming at people being like, "I can't goon." They're serving coffee. He later did the same thing in a nearby In-N-Out. He's just getting out there living free. Because of this event,
Like I said, nothing else better to do, bro.
Nautica's memory now lives on through memes and GTA recreation
That's
videos.
crazy.
Horrible, man.
That's crazy. They really reenacted it in GTA. Could never be me.
And it's just sad. I mean, here's the thing. That guy obviously was mentally not well. You maybe even go back and you're like, "I'm sorry." You get arrested, you do something, whatever. You can be like, "That was a fuck up. Shouldn't have done that." And you just move on forward. Or you just never go back there again and you move on with your life. It's just a bummer. And to leave wife and kids, just such a drag. Very sad. Which leads us into our next section, Gooner behavior. That feels weird.
Boom, right here. We're gonna see if some of y'all are gooners, okay? If you behave this way, you're a gooner.
Talking about this thing. Gooning is a funny thing. That story is kind of heavy. I feel gross. I feel sick inside. With that said, let's talk about some of the prime examples of gooner behavior, how people behave in the gooning community. My roommate is perfectly fine for the most part and is usually polite, cleans up, and doesn't smell like what's NSC.
I tried looking it up. Non-single,
Non-single, I don't know. Editor, if you know what NSC means, put it up. Apparently he didn't smell like that. Every night around 2 a.m., he starts watching anime porn on his phone and beats it under the covers. It's painfully obvious, and sometimes he even makes weird moaning noises. I tried telling him one day.
What? Yo. Moaning noise is crazy. So this man just...
stop his nightly habit, and he just said that he doesn't know what I'm talking about. and then he did it again that night. What do I even do about this? I don't want to make enemies because other than that late night goon sessions, he's a pretty nice guy. First off, I want to say right now, this is a very classic college guy thing. It's the kind of guy who's like, you get in a fist fight with somebody and all of a sudden you're like buddies and you're drinking beers over. It's like, yeah, I mean, besides the thing about him like beating off, I mean, I can't see it, so he's not a bad guy. He's fine. And he helps you with homework. I don't know. He's cool.
What do you think his noise is when he's in there?
I will say, making like a little fucking Fifth Sense camping tent out of your covers and off to anime, that's a bold choice to do. It's just one thing. We've said it before. We need to say it again. Bring back shame. People don't have any, they just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. That's all I can sense is people just being, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I couldn't care less. Because even the guy's too embarrassed to bring it up. He's like, "Can you stop your nightly habit?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Which part? What? Me sleeping? Bro, I gotta get up. I have like a lot of exams." He's basically being like, you have to tell me specifically what I'm doing wrong or else I'm not going to stop. We go into another story of Stellar Blade and the Gathering of the Gooner. These feel like novels. They feel like collections in a series, you know what I mean? In 2024, the action-adventure game Stellar Blade was released and became a big success amongst gamers. However, before its release, one decision made by the developers became the result of endless Gooner controversy. What do you think it was? Go ahead and show the image of the old one. The updated.
I might be a gooner, guys. I might be a gooner.
What do you think they got mad about? What kind of game change?
They made it way too easy.
Well, it's too easy to play now. The game's protagonist, Eve, can't even say this alone. The game's protagonist, Eve, was designed to be a strong, sexy woman with a wide variety of revealing clothing to choose from. Look at the old ones, all right? She's a strong, independent, sexy woman, and she has a lot of revealing clothes. Very sexy. That's Eve. Shift Up Games, the developers, marketed the game on violence, sex, and sex appeal, right? All the good shit. And its ability to remain as an uncensored experience in all regions. Gamers assumed that uncensored referred to things such as in-game outfits. But when the game was released, however, it came alongside a day one patch that claimed to not only reduce the violence, but altered the outfits of Eve, the protagonist, to cover up more of her skin.
The woke left won again.
The woke left. The woke left claims another one. Thanks a lot, Biden's America. You win again. There was an uproar online, and a petition was created titled "Free Stellar Blade." Her clothes are keeping her captive to plead for the game to return to its
So y'all are angry because she's covered up a little bit?
build. The petition received 95,000 signatures.
Was this on change.org too?
I mean, maybe. Change.org. What has Change.org done? I want to know.
Ah!
Many Turbo Gooners sent over videos alongside their
Yo, that's exactly how the Gooners look. Future me, put a picture of me in here. That's what I would look like if I was a Gooner.
signatures so they could voice their concerns over the game's censorship in regard to the sexy outfits. God damn it! Fuck! Which I want to watch one of these.
This petition is not only to free Stellar Blade, but to send a clear message to Sony.
I paused my game. Yo, that's how they sound too. Next petition. It's the free Cellblade, and hopefully make it to where I can goon to her, cause I really like her boobies, and she's a really pretty lady, and I really want to see skin, but you guys cover it up. So yeah, I just want to see the boobies and goon all day to a video game instead of playing it. Thank you for your time. Like Chop.
Nintendo.
There's no way this is real. There's no way my man is sitting here, one Zelda frame and then an American flag. He looks like he's at his grandpa's house. Does this not look like a grandpa's house?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely his grandpa's.
And the rest of the publishers in the gaming industry, that we players will not tolerate any form of censorship moving forward. Thank you.
Feels like he's running for school council, doesn't he? So he's talking, he's like, I can be your president, and I'm going to make sure it's chicken patty every Wednesday.
Oh, chopped! Everywhere I look is trim. Like, I'm not the most charming man in the... I mean, I might be. You guys think I'm cute? Alright.
Christian.
Ted Cruz. Oh, and the smirk at the end.
This man really said... Oh.
Smirk at the end's good, dude. What's that fucking like communist photo people used of the like Cuban guy? Che. It's like that. He could have an outline of his face made that way where it's like, stop mindless censorship.
Abby from The Last of Us.
See, this... My God. These niggas be so chop.
Baldur's Gate. Full frontal nudity. Full jiggle physics. Full hardcore sex scenes. Not an ounce of it censored. Stellar Blade, 17 costumes. 17 were censored and added mesh to different areas so that they didn't show too much ass. Blood was also heavily censored. We got baited and switched out. We got lied to. It's false advertisement. Remember, 17 costumes. Fight for it and let's win this.
And Ah! He said, fight for it and let's win this.
Remember the 5th of November. Because that makes me think if it's a guy font. Well, let me ask you this, honestly. If the whole point of your game is like, you get to play as a big woman with a fat ass, and you get to like go around and be half naked and kick someone's ass, and you built your franchise on that, and then the new game is censored, do you think that people are actually losing anything, or do you think people are just like, if your consumer base is a bunch of horny men? Because, I mean, I'm sure the violence or whatever is fine still.
Hey, peep this. These are grown men. Peep that, bro. Grown-ass men.
Covering him up.
I think you're dishonest. You lied to the people. It's like a politician lying.
I think
you already
true.
pre-ordered your game and you get it and you're like, what is this?
Yeah, like every iteration before this, I've had giant asses and flopping around, comically flopping around everywhere. And then now, what the hell is this?
I think you have a right to be upset, to be hurt.
I think you have a right to be upset and be hurt. At the same time, you could also, I don't think it's the end of the world. It's still a huge shits underneath the shirt, right?
Yeah, but is
that not enough?
It's not
Are they
enough.
in like bikinis before?
It's like covering up the boobs. I like the boob window.
So you're like, you want to see the creases of the boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, bro.
Yeah. I want to see outlines.
Yeah. Did we just get totally bought in by the people being like, you should fight for this? Also, I want to say, too, about The Last of Us. Hardcore sex scenes.
Full frontal nudity.
Blood and gore.
Full jiggle physics.
Full gratuitous sex scenes.
Full hardcore sex scenes.
I can't.
What the f are we advocating for here? Which I think it's important to stick into the gooning area of gaming, because our next subject is Zenless Zone Zero and the disappearing butt controversy. It's like a Harry Potter book. Zenless Zone Zero, a game created by MiHoYo, is an anime action role-playing game that is well known for being a gooner game for its sexualized characters. It's a gooner game. Happens. Market to market. You want to make money or not? In a recent patch release, the game was altered to make players unable to move the camera to look at the characters' asses.
What?
What the f is going on? When attempted to reach certain angles of the characters, their entire model would fade away. The response from the game's gooner fanbase was
Like, it's a video game, bro. Just play the game. Just play the game.
overwhelmingly horny. All right, here's a little chat log here. It says they even added the jiggle to Zhu Yan. Can't even enjoy it, man. You know what though? Fair. Can I just say that if you're taking time to be like, you walk around the ass is like doing one of these. If I was an animator on that, I would be like, I want people to be all up in it. Doesn't mean you have to show app or whatever else, but you can at least, you know, get in there. I was trying to think though, holding the game controller and flicker gooning.
Yo, Trim!
You know what I mean? You're rotating the camera with this hand. Whoa. On the bright side, yes, I checked. Jane's jiggle remains unchanged and just as jiggly as ever. It's unfortunate that I may only see it from afar. Edit, afar, to afar. This is definitely a... Oh god. Go to 6th Street, walk close and slowly by the stairs with Jane, then turn slowly your camera and enjoy the close-up of booty cheeks. Can be done with other characters too, and with Rena, you could just spin in place and look through the slit of her skirt for a nice surprise. Bro's an expert. But the response was so extreme and so negative that MiHoYo caved in 24 hours. They were like, all right, fine. Creating a hot fix that fixes the game's disappearing asses. Truly a day for the gooning gaming community that people were like, we fought and we won. Might not have happened with Stellar Blade, but god damn it, they won on this day.
It's like Independence Day.
And sometimes we have to talk about royalty, right? We're talking about how barbaric these things seem to be. Well, let's talk about the Gooner King. Mysterious Man was first spotted in his natural
See, that's what I'm talking about. These niggas be so chopped, bro. It's not even...
habitat at an AVN Adult Entertainment Expo standing near Black Raw booth. God damn. I want to say right now, we went to the AVNs. We got invited there with Bad Dragon, and it was nothing against, I want to make sure I preface this, nothing against people in the industry. It's a, you know, it is what it is. I was so uncomfortable. I was looking at the floor the entire time. It was just that, it was suffocating. There was too much of it. And two, I was like, this feels wrong. So I just kept kind of like looking at the ground. You like look up for a second, and it'd be like some like, kind of like middle-aged guy like putting his like face in a girl's ass, and she's like, eat it! That thing. I didn't care for it. Nick got on a crosstail and got whipped by a dominatrix.
It's true.
There's all videos on my phone of like little outings like this where I'm like, this will be in a lawsuit later on in my life, I feel like. He was soon identified as J-Man. He's a big adult content fan. Some might say the biggest. And J-Man does not miss a single adult expo or adult award.
Like, y'all, ladies, I want a guy like this standing by you, knowing that he just, to your videos. And you're just gonna be like, right beside him.
Photo.
My man, I want to say this right now. That's just a haunting individual. Like when I think of someone, you know, nothing against him. Well, I guess it is kind of against him. Sorry, buddy. But if someone said, yeah, I work at a haunted house, that would be the kind of guy who I'm like, of course. He's like, yeah, my free time I dress up and I like to scare people. Apparently, he is such a frequent visitor to these events that people in the industry recognize him, and in general, have only positive things to say about the man. Always very respectful and cordial, a true fan and enjoyer of the art. Good man. But the real crowning achievement of this sommelier is his IMDb account, with more than 20,000 adult movie reviews on IMDb. At one point, he was the #1 reviewer on the entire website.
Like, you have to peep that, bro. That's a grown man that just be inside his crib just jacking his junk, bro.
He's still active to this day, often posting around 5 reviews daily. How do you find that? There's a lot of stuff out there. How do you even have the bandwidth to find that much new shit? Especially to have it be tagged in with IMDb. God damn. J-Man takes his work very seriously. His deep understanding of the industry and sheer encyclopedia knowledge allows him to craft real, passionate, and informed critical reviews. He's a scholar. He's a scholar, Nick. He looks at the art. The art, it's actually art. But, you know, we've been harking on a lot of gamers, guy gamers and stuff. You know, there's one thing that we're missing that's very important. Women! Gooners! That's right, ladies. You know, people like to say, you know, it's like the thing, I don't fart. I'm a woman, I don't fart. I'm a woman, I don't goon. Yeah, fucking right, dude. And some might even think that gooning is a sport only for men.
I heart gooning.
My friends, you would be very wrong. In fact, based on smut talk alone, a very popular thing that we like to talk about on this, I love it. I love talking about it. There are arguably just as many women goonettes as there are men gooners out there. Some even have elaborate setups next to their bedsides in order to read hands-free for maximum goonage. Hands-free.
Huh? So, y'all goon the books?
In the video, it's crazy. She has like a little stand. She puts the iPad on, and then she has like a Wii like remote to scroll.
It's like fucking Hector Salamanca. She's in her fucking bed.
Yeah, flicker gooning.
Yeah, that's flicker gooning is every woman in their bed just.
Yeah, it's shot,
with
bro.
their fucking Wii remote. Do you think it's an audiobook then too? Wouldn't that make sense if it was an audiobook?
Well, that would make sense, but
Put in your headphones and you're just listening to it. Oh.
maybe she likes the fantasy.
It's the reading aspect. It's being immersed into a book. Yeah, but just like a game. It's like playing a game and you know what I mean? It's like it's a counterintuitive a bit, but it's the process. Women are also flocking to AI chatbots in order to get their gooning fix. On spicychat.ai, that's a real thing. The #1 chatbot on the site is called All Boys Dorm. Side note, someone on here made a Meat Canyon and Melvin's Macabre chatbot to goon to. I don't think we need to put
Meat
that.
Canyon.
I don't think we need to make that public.
Meat Canyon. They put Meat Canyon, which is that's his thing, into the goon thing. So all the women are gonna hear is like, "You got a tight little man pussy on you, don't ya? Oh, it stinks nice and good."
There's even the infamous tomb of Victor Noir in France. The tomb features a statue of Victor lying on his back and displays an unusually large bulge in his trousers. The size of the bulge became infamous and has now become a symbol of sexual happiness and fertility. It's a place where people go, and if you want to have a baby, you go up there and you fucking little pickle deal. Women travel to the cemetery to plant a kiss on his lips and tenderly caress his bulge in order to increase their pregnancy chances. You know, dude, that's a fun little superstition. I like that. That's a fun little urban legend. Why not, dude? It's a fucking statue. After getting pregnant, many women will return to the statue and pay respects for helping them. Thank you. Big fucking deal. It's yours. That's what it goes to the statue. It's yours. There's also been many accounts.
I ain't gonna lie, like, Loki replaced me with that statue, bro. Like,
Grinding on the statue for good luck, which we can't show the picture, but there it is. Also, if you look at the deal, his crotch is totally waxed clean, and so is his nose and lips, which makes you, why is his nose waxed clean, you might ask? I don't know. But my friends, there is gooner addiction, right? We talk about people's obsessive habits, people's rituals, and their caves, and their fucking boats, and all coming out, whatever fucking else we said. But there is addiction. Some gooners have gone off the deep end into extreme addiction, face serious repercussions, right? One that's so severe that once again, as every nice PAPAMEAT video, we kind of end on such a happy note. A U.S. man kills parents over a cam girl.
he killed his family.
Were you having a good day? I just wanted to spoil that for you. Grant Amato was a 29-year-old man from Orlando, Florida, with such a severe porn addiction that he spent $250,000 on a Bulgarian cam girl. Over the course of 3 months, he stole $150,000 from his parents and $60,000 from his brother Cody in order to fuel his addiction. When that ran out, he eventually took out $65,000 on his house to continue his gooning craze. Upon finding out about the stolen money, Grant's parents gave him an ultimatum. He must complete a 60-day internet and sex addiction program or leave the family home. They also told him that he would have to stop communicating with the Bulgarian cam girl.
Peep it. She was making a solid band. A solid band from this dude.
if you're trying to remove the fucking bees, the hornet's nest or whatever, don't kick it, dude. Grant felt that this was unfair and disregarded his parents' wishes as he viewed her as his girlfriend, which I'm sure in a lot of ways people do. He might have not come out and said, it's my girlfriend, or maybe he did. I feel like a lot of people, even if they don't think about it, I think that's how they subconsciously think about these online relationships. And on the night of January 24th, 2019, his father confronted him and told him to leave the house. The next morning, his mom, dad, and brother were all found dead with execution-style wounds. Grant shot his mother in the back of the head while she was on her computer, then waited for his dad to enter the kitchen before shooting him twice. He then called his brother Cody and convinced him to come home from his nursing shift. And when he arrived, he shot him in the head, and then tried to stage the scene of the crime as a murder side by placing the gun near Cody's body. Grant was arrested on January 26 for 3 charges of first-degree murder, and he was eventually found guilty and is receiving 3 life sentences. When asked if he felt remorse, Grant responded with, "My family has been blaming me for months for ruining their lives, stealing and not knowing the rules of the home, so I might as well be blamed for this too." Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just love to end on a nice positive note like that. Gooning has made a little home on the internet. Now, I think Gooning has made a mansion on the internet. I think it's a huge base of people that it dictates their lives in little ways, you know. And I think that everybody might goon a little bit here and there, but I think the thing becomes, with anything in life, moderation is key, ladies and gentlemen. Have I ever gooned and seen the face of God through meditative experiences? No. Have I ever gone into a hands-free gooning session with a book and a Wii controller? No. Have I ever rolled up and shot my parents in the head for giving money to a cam girl? No, I haven't either. But all I gotta say is this: moderation is key. If you're gonna goon, do it in the privacy of your home. Don't do it in a dorm room. Goon and goon well. You can't stop yourself from gooning. So I just gotta say, I don't know, dude. Keep it at a bare minimum.
Goon on, brothers. Goon on.
Yeah, that goon on, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters out there, goon on. But you know what?
It's crazy, bro. Hey, all that gooning, cut it out. Cut it out. Okay, today's verse of the day will be, and I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1:6. I love all you guys. I love all my brothers and sisters. I hope this video can be a lesson to stop you from gooning, and try to switch to the Lord. Okay? If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and be sure to check out more of my videos. Yeah, don't forget to follow my socials either. With that being said, see me not distance out. I love you all, brothers and sisters. Peace.
Yo, is that Steven at a distance?
Steven at a distance, baby.